Josiah, it is so nice to meet you via Zoom, and congratulations on your debut solo record.
Thanks, Nancy. It'd be so much nicer to meet you in person, but it's great to meet you by Zoom.
And it will happen. That will happen down the road.
Great.
So let's start by talking a little bit about how you got here. So you separated from The Head and the Heart. It was at 2016.
Yeah, it was like end of 2015, start of 2016 was when the writing was on the wall.
So you went into rehab to deal with some drug issues.
Yeah.
I'm curious, was it a struggle to go into rehab or leave the band at such a successful, exciting point in the band's history?
It was like very obvious that this was, needed some serious time and attention. What was harder was like having left was like that I would never get anything like that back that I could be like happy or proud of in the same way ever again. Once I had left and once everyone was like, we love you. And they even were like really clear that if I wanted to come back and if things felt good in the future that I could. But I definitely just had, the big thing for me was just the fear that like I've lost this thing and there's no way to ever get back to anything like that again.
Well, so how has writing, recording, and releasing this new album helped you to come to terms with what you've been through and who you are today?
If I look at the album, I like chart a journey. And I think when I started the journey, I had a lot of like very negative views of like I had done a lot of bummer things. And I think I thought that that's who I was, as opposed to this overarching like addiction as an illness thing that got me stuck in cycles that I didn't want to be in.
I always thought I'd be a potted plant.
And then like a year or two later, starting to see like flickers of hope, flickers of like change in myself to not be that person that did those things. And that is like reflected in the bridge of the song or, in the outro. And I think that was just really helpful just to stop telling the same negative stories that I had about myself and to start like see that there was a possibility for something different. For me, it was really helpful.
When we're lost and tired from the cold and the road and the fire, I hope you'll take me out to dancing again. I hope you'll take me out to dancing again.
So Every Feeling on a Loop has a variety of styles and instrumentation, including some really cool horn arrangements. I thought that was cool. So what's the best part, or is there a best part of producing your own solo work?
I mean, definitely there's two kind of like big things that come to mind. One is just like working with different instrumentation. There was a band that kind of got formed originally to play a show in New York that was like a one-off thing. And when I asked my friend to help me put that band together, I like got to say like I love playing with cello, and I've been so curious, what it would be like to play with a trumpet player and to like have another strong melody reference that isn't like guitar or piano. Getting to kind of like work with different textures and different melodic possibilities was really exciting. Also, Waiting on You is a song that I essentially just made in GarageBand.
I'm waiting.
The loop underneath it is like a normal, just like, but then there's a stereo loop thing that happens, and it doesn't sound like drums at all, and it's just in this other world of sound.
On a ghost train coming through.
It was fun to go like, should I put this thing on the record? Like all of the rest of it has cello and trumpet and all of these things. And then it's just like, you're making a record for you, produced by you. Like what better, like that is exactly the place to make your own choices. And so it felt good to get to do that.
So Rivers and Roads, The Head and the Heart Live from Pike Place Market, documentary concert film. It recently came out. The film is unusual that you are interviewed off the top or all through it. At the end, you are singing, performing with two of the other founders of the band, The Head and the Heart. Yet you're not in the concert itself, that iconic rooftop show at Pike Place Market. I'm curious, what was it like watching that performance?
I think I was having a hard day when that was happening, and I was feeling pretty emotional.
Call the one drink too many, call the pride of a man.
I watched a tiny bit of it. I was like, oh, that's so cool, and also so challenging. And then it was like 6 months later that we got together and did those interviews. And then it was like 6 months after that that I saw the like, this is what we used from the interviews and this is how we arranged it, and does this feel good to you? And so it was like a year after that concert had happened, and my album had just come out. And the band has toured with me, and I went up to Dobe to just like have a week retreat up there and celebrate that the album came out. And that was really wonderful, and that was just like a whole whirlwind of excitement for me. And at the tail end of that, I got the like, check out what this looks like. I remember sitting at a table outside of Grateful Bread and like watching the whole thing. And at that time, enough time had passed, and I was feeling really thankful for all of the things that had happened in the interim, that it was just like so joyful to watch. And that felt really good.
Come true then. This is a dream.
In an interview in 2018, you talk about songs coming to you on a day when you, quote, don't have your phone around or while you're meditating, which I love. Is it essential from your perspective for a creative person to clear a space, kind of maybe physically, but metaphorically and psychologically?
Yes, for me. For me, I notice that my body is trained to do low-hanging fruit things. And creativity is like not low-hanging fruit. It's like it's never really been low-hanging fruit. So if I'm like in that place of being efficient and looking for whatever is next thing, and don't take the time to like see deeper into what's, you know, beyond the low-hanging fruit. And I honestly, like, you asking me that question right now, you are reminding me that I have not been kind of setting aside that sacred time, and I really benefit from it a lot.
Whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Josiah, thank you so much for talking with me, and congratulations on the new record, Every Feeling on a Loop. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be next for you.
Thank you. Me too. I'm scheduling studio time right now, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to come as best prepared as I can, and I'm excited to see what comes next too. Thank you.
Excellent. Take care.
Get your copy of Every Feeling on a Loop from your favorite indie record store or online, and watch Rivers and Roads, The Head and the Heart live from Pike Place Market on Amazon Prime.